Morning folks, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Project Angela 2016 facelift lounge. Now if you remember on the walk around video of this car, we showed you guys it sustained minor damage to the rear bumper that had been covered up with I think a Wales sticker and some expanding foam. Rather than repair that, we decided to replace it. So we've got another bumper which we're going to fit today, and we've also got a brand new exhaust as well which we're going to fit as well today. So let's get out there and let's get cracking. Here it is, guys. So just to run it by you guys again and show you what the damage was. If you remember, we bought this as a rear end damaged car, and it's come from Bristol, Copart Bristol, and it had a Wales sticker over this. I knew it probably was going to need a new bumper because there's a little crease in it there. And I did suspect that that sticker might be hiding something, but I wasn't sure. And you can see there, obviously, it's full up with expanding foam, and I put a sticker over it. It also broke that chrome strip there and damaged the fog light, and the exhaust snapped off completely. So we've actually got another bumper. At the time when we got this car, that bumper was on back order at Prasco, I think till December or January. So what we did, we bought this bumper here. Nothing wrong with it, obviously it's different color, but I'll take this chrome trim out and then Fraser will paint that. It's already got parking sensors in, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take them out in case I get another red car with parking sensors in, and I'll put the blue ones back in it. So obviously Fraser will sort that out and paint that for us. When it came off the car transporter, let's make sure my microphone's on. Yeah, it is. When I came off the car transporter, the handle pinged off. I couldn't believe it. It's just our luck, but I'd rather it happen to me than a potential customer or someone buys it and it pings off. So got another handle for that. It's sitting over there on the bench, so we'll replace that as well. I took a note from Port Love 500 here. Don't buy a cheap crap one for like 15 quid off of eBay. They don't fit properly. Buy a used genuine one if you can, and they fit better. So I've actually fitted a couple on cars previously and they've been absolutely spot on. So I don't buy cheap crap ones now. I'll just buy used genuine ones. So yeah, so today's job, we're going to whip that bumper off, make sure there's no other damage behind it. I'm half expecting the crash bar to be dented behind it. I've got a spare one up on the mez. It's not blue, but it's not going to matter because you're not going to see it. It's white. But yeah, I can't remember. We did have a quick look under there when we first got the car delivered, if that crash bar was bent. But if it is, I say we've got a spare one. If it ain't, happy days. So yeah, we're going to get the bumper off. We're going to get it up on the ramp. Have a look at the exhaust, see how bad that is, if it's just a back box or it's a complete system that might need renewing. I've priced up a complete new system, which is I think about 165 or 167 quid. So if it needs a complete new system, that's what it'll get. Also got to get the cam belt done on this one as well. It's not been done. There's no sticker under the engine bay anyway, it suggests that. So we'll get that done just to be sure. But there's absolutely no damage whatsoever on the front of this car. Sorry, to zoom out a bit so you can see. There you go, guys. Yeah, there's absolutely no damage at all on the front of this car. So it's unusual for us really, because we only buy front end damaged cars usually, or if it needs a door, we don't normally buy rear end damaged cars, but it's had such minor damage. It's the reason we bought it. And I'm just going to spin you guys around now and give you a little treat. Ready? For that bad boy. So that's my bath. Well, it's actually my wife's. She uses it. I've stored that in here for a couple of days now because we've just got a new car at home. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this yet. Ideally, I'd like to keep it because I absolutely love this thing. It goes like a stab rat. It's actually been mapped. So I think standard, this is 145, 150 horsepower, something like that. This is running 170 horsepower, and it goes from 200 Newton meters of torque to 300 Newton meters of torque with this map. So bog standard map. I think JFA or JF Performance done it down in Kent. As soon as you hit that sport button, honestly, all hell breaks loose. It goes like a missile. So I love this car. I don't really want to get rid of it. So I'm probably going to park it up here somewhere underneath the mezzanine floor next to this secret project car. You can see just here. And if I have to sell it, then I will. But the plan is to try and keep it as long as I can because I love it. So anyway, we'll get this up on the ramp and then we'll come back to you shortly. Right, guys, car's up on the ramp now. I've already whipped the wheels off and straight away I noticed that this bottom arm here was sitting on the subframe. So I've just put a screwdriver underneath it, lifted it up and down. I'll show you actually. Oh, let's crack that one. So a way to tell if the bottom arms are knackered or the bush, this part of the arm will be sitting on the subframe, and this one was. So I put the screwdriver underneath it and just lifted it up, and there's quite a bit of movement on that. If you can see, the bush in the middle is sitting dead still. There's quite a bit of movement on that. So as soon as I drop this car back down, lift it up again, that's going to hit on the subframe, and what will happen is that will start making a knocking noise as you're driving along. So the passenger side one isn't like it. So I reckon that one's been changed in the past. This one hasn't. So I'm not going to mess about. I'm going to change a pair of them again. It's a pain because it means the front bumper's got to come off, but car's got to be right. And there's no point in putting it in for the MOT and that getting an advisory or a potential fail when I know it needs doing. So we'll do that. We'll sort of have a look at the brakes as well, make sure they're okay. Obviously the discs are a bit rusty, but it's just been sitting, as you can hear, all crumbling off. There's no lip on there to worry about, but as you can see, I don't know if you can see that in there, brake pads are probably about 8mm on there, so they'll be okay. I'll just check the other side. Yeah, the same that side. You can see this arm here. You can see that, what a difference that is. So I've not actually moved that one. That one just stayed where it was, but I'm going to change that as well. If you actually look at the colour of this arm compared to the other arm around here, you can just tell this one's a little bit older, I think. So yeah, we're going to change them. I've already sprayed some WD-40 on there just to make it a bit easier to get them bolts out. But it's a shame really, we've got to take that bloody front bumper off. We'll move around to the back. I've noticed that that's missing, so I'll have to get another one of them, little access cover. The rear dampers, I did have a quick look at the bushes a minute ago. They don't look too bad, they just need a clean. That all needs a clean under there. And again, that top bush looks all right. And so does the bottom one. So I reckon the dampers will be okay. Springs will be okay, they'll clean up. If you can see the subframe, it's a little bit corroded, but we'll wire brush that off and then we'll wax oil that, or wax oil all around here. We'll clean all these up. That'll look absolutely fine. I've already sprayed WD-40. You can see that running down. I've already sprayed WD-40 up there on the exhaust mount to help that ease out a little bit. And we're not just going to change the back box. We are going to change the exhaust right the way through to the downpipe. So all this bit you see under here that's all corroded, that's all going to go. So there's no point in just replacing a bit of it. We might as well replace it all. And this is the reason we're doing it, because that's completely snapped off there. So I'm not sure if that's jointing compound from when the back box was fitted, because that looks in a lot better condition than the rest of the exhaust. So I wonder if the back box was replaced recently or fairly recently, and the rest of the exhaust is original. But yeah, either way, we're going to whip that off anyway. Yeah, so the beam's all going to get wax oiled. The rest of the car don't look too bad, to be fair, does it? So quite lucky we've got the ramp so you can see right underneath. Oh, yeah, so from memory, it's been a while since I've done a back bumper, but I'm sure from memory it's just that bolt there, that bolt there. I think there's probably a plug or two. I've got a disconnect up there, you can see. The lights and the parking sensors. Then it should be a clip here like the front bumper, and then there's a bolt under there each side like the front bumper, and then it clips in along here from memory, and that should come off. I'm not too worried about damaging this bumper, getting it off, because it's mullered anyway, and I've got spare clips for the whole back bumper for both corners and the middle bit anyway, so if I do break one getting this off, at least I've got a new one to put back on. I reckon this bumper might have been painted sometime in the past, if I'm honest, because I don't know if you can see that, if the camera's making that out. There's a few imperfections in the paint just in the corner here, so I reckon that's probably been painted sometime in the past. So when I take this to Dave and the guys at Clacton Car Panels and Paints, I'll get them to scan this side of the car, and I'll get them to scan that side of the car as well, and if they both match, I know that obviously when they put the bumper on, that's mixed in that same paint code, that should match as well. But my plan is today, do the exhaust, get this bumper off, then I'm going to prepare this bumper by taking out this chrome strip, so it's not going to have no tape marks around it. I'll take out the parking sensors you can see there, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to rub down this bumper in the places, show you actually, where you can't see. So things like these clips and everything, I'm going to rub them down. I'm going to rub down in here and all around these edges and stuff like that, and paint them. I think it's 952, the paint code of this car. So I'm going to paint them 952, just so that when I put the bumper on, they're obviously blue, and it means Fraser can paint the bumper on the car and blend it into the rear quarters if need be, rather than painting it off the car and then risk it not matching. So, oh, another thing, guys. You've probably seen on a previous video the saga we had with Project Max. In my rush to do that and get that car ready for the lady, I drove over with a Makita torch. Now, this is a £100 torch, including the battery. So I snapped the top of it off, which I've sealed on with, what did I use? Some sort of silicone adhesive anyway, CT1 or something like that. So that's held the top on, but the actual £60 5 amp hour battery, you can see, is mullered. So gutted about that really, because that's obviously another like 60 quid it's cost me now for a new battery. But I'm not going to keep this battery. Once this dies, I'm not going to recharge it. It's just too risky, and that I don't want to burn anything down or risk getting electric shock. You can see there's batteries exposed there. So once this battery dies, it's going in the bin. So what I'll do is then, folks, I'll set you guys up on the tripod, and we'll make a start getting that back bumper off, and then see what we've got behind it. Right, we should have everything we need here, hopefully. I've already undone the arch liners off the back bumper. These two screws here are completely mashed up, so I've had to prise them off. So I'll get them screws out, and obviously put new screws in the bumper when we refit it. The other side, one came out, one I had to prise off. But if I was keeping this bumper, I'd be a bit more careful and probably put a hole in the arch liner to pull it out. But as this bumper's going, it don't really matter. So let's get this bolt out here. Hopefully it's not going to give us any problems. I do make these a bit of a pain to get into. Put these arch liners right in the bloody way. And let's just cut a little bit more out of it. I definitely think this bumper's been off, say, before or painted, because the screw is way too easy to get at. Hardly any pressure. That's that one. Whip round to this side. There we go. Yeah, so by now, guys, you'd have obviously seen the issues we had with Project Max now regarding that clutch. Let us know in the comments of that video if you haven't watched it already. Head over to the playlist. But yeah, it'd be interesting to know your comments on how you thought we handled that, and the service we provided, and the repair we made on it. So I'm just going to spray this up, hopefully just to lube up in there a little bit to help that get out. While we're not worried about the bumper, obviously we don't really want to damage the wings. I think they're, from memory, I can't remember if they're 10mm or 8mm underneath. I'm going to go with 8. So it's been a while since I've done a back bump. Let's have a little look. Yeah, 8mm. That's off. That's off. And then that's out that side. that side. I should. I don't think. Bolted under the light still. Yeah, bastard. I can't remember if it was. Yeah, it's bolted in underneath the lights, guys. Should have remembered that. But at least you get to see it on camera. I won't edit this bit out. So it's been a while since I've done a back bumper. Can't remember if there was bolts under there. But yeah, I'm sure there's one under there. Let's have a look. Yeah, there is. So there's another bolt there, both sides, guys. We'll just get that now. Yeah, pop that one out. I bet you Paul and Alex, especially Paul, is screaming at me now on the video saying, don't forget the ones on top, you tit. Dump them in there. That should be the same size as the one underneath, which is a T25. Let's see. There we go. Got to be honest, I did think there might be one in there, but just away with the fairies today. Looking forward to the Christmas break too much. I think I need it. In the comments, some of the other videos have been saying I've worked the last 6 weekends with my normal job, so I'm well overdue a break. So are the lads that work with me as well, to be honest. Like they're due a break. Couldn't do it without them. I'm going to unclip that actually, just for the fact that I don't want to risk damaging it or breaking it. So, and it means that I'm clean behind there as well. God, I think that's been unclipped for a while. There we go. Get in there. God, bloody hell, that's tight, that one. Jesus. Gotcha. There we go. Lights in there. Right, now that should ping out. There we go. And there should be a couple of plugs left to undo. There. So you got a little look see. Right, where is that plug? Gotcha. It should be off. Oh, you bastard. I'll break it off there for now. Dump this over here for a minute. So because we're not reusing that, it don't really matter too much about that. Stay. Let's have a little look down there. What do I make of that? Right, let's whip you off the tripod. We'll take a little look together, guys. Right. So if you see just there at the end of that crash bar, that's perfectly straight. That one just there, it's just dinked it here, but that don't need changing. I'm literally just going to pull that down with a pair of grips, and that'll be absolutely fine. You can see obviously where people have expanding foamed it, and that we'll have a look at the bumper in a sec. But I was more worried about this, to be honest. This is all straight. You can see the crumple zone. We'll clean all this up behind here. See the crumple zone, that's not gone anywhere, and you can see that's perfectly straight. So I reckon the impact with this bumper is exactly as we expected, guys. Rather than going in, it's gone up. That'll explain the broken exhaust, and that'll explain this bit here. So you can see there's no damage whatsoever to the boot. That clip's all intact. That one, Is that one split or not? Right. Yeah, it's got a crack in that one there, so I'll replace that one. Just drill them 2 rivets out up there and that rivet there. You can see that one there, 2, 3. So I'll drill them out. I've got one of them sitting over there. And this one's absolutely fine as well. Happy days. So I'm just going to bend this one back now. I'll put you guys back in the tripod. I'll get my grips. I'll be back to you in a sec. Right, so there's a couple of ways you can do this. I do this for my normal job as well, like when I've got to bend stuff straight. You can either get an adjustable spanner here, wind that down, you can put it on there and you can bend stuff about. Or I've got this big pair of grips here, which I'll try these first, but I reckon I might have to go the adjustable spanner route, if I'm honest, but we'll give this a little bend and see if we can move it anyway. I think that's going, isn't it? Get that out of there. Yeah, you can see that's moved already. Pair that to the other side. It's got to come out a bit more. We'll go for the adjustable spanner now. So I'm just going to ping that on there. So try and bend it around a bit. I think we have more luck with the grips, to be honest. We'll try and that's it. There we go. It might want to go a wee bit more. I think that's far off, you know. Don't think that's far off. Let's have a look from the back. Show you guys from the back here. I don't think that's far off, you know. I reckon that'll do. Happy days. So what I'm going to do is now, guys, I won't film this bit. I'll give all this a clean up under here, and then I'm going to drill this bracket out. I'll probably film that actually, me drilling that out, and stand you up a bit. There we go. I'm going to clean all this up under here. I won't bother filming that, but when I drill this out and replace that, I'll show you guys how we do that. And then we'll clean all this up, like I say. We'll get this exhaust off, and then we'll start preparing the new bumper. Right, guys, you can see I've given the back a good clean up now. It's not perfect, but it's miles better than what it was. So you can see that someone's made an effort to tidy it up. It's never going to get done in the rest of the car's lifetime, so it's worth doing while you've got the bumper off. So I'm just going to drill this out. These are usually 5mm or 4.8mm rivets, so I've gone for 5mm or I think 5.5 drill bit. One. There. So, right. There you go, dead simple. You can see where, to be honest, I'd probably reuse that. There's no reason why you couldn't. But you can see it's broke there. I don't think the camera's making it out. You can see it's broke there. So I'll plonk that over there. Here's the replacement one. I'll give that a wipe under there. While that's off. There you go. Give it a little wipe. And they're the rivets I've got. You've seen them before. They're the same brackets, same rivets I use to hold the wing brackets on at the front. And my tool for this job, Milwaukee cordless riveter. It's M12 BP RT, I think is the model. I think I got that from Screwfix, 200 something quid, something like that. You can use hand riveting ones. I just find it easier if you're doing a few rivets. I bought it through work, so I use it for my normal job as well. So I bought it through work to use for that as well. Yeah, just want to make sure they lined up. They're going to fall out. I just want to make sure they're lined up. So it's right. All right, sorry about that, guys. I had to stick the rivet gun on charge. The battery was dead, but here it is. So we'll get cracking. Now this one in here. So it does come with a little cup. It catches the blanks that fire out the back there, but if I was doing loads of riveting, I'd put it on, but for the sake of 3 rivets, there's no point. Plus it makes it a bit harder to get in the space. So, where's that last one? It should be straight up there. There you go. Three. So it's dead simple. So, tell you what I'll do while I'm here. We'll see if we can. The camera picking it up. No, so I'll just swing you guys around. Under here. We'll see if we can zoom out a little bit. See if we can get this off while we're here. Get a screwdriver. Pop that out, hopefully. Try this little one. Comes to it, I might cut this rubber because it's not going to hurt to put another one on it. It should twist out of there. Come on. Let's try this further. Oh, one first. I'll get a big flat screwdriver. That one's nearly off. Give it a little spray up. Some of that one up there. That one's off. This one's nearly off. It should pull out. Here we go. I don't know if your camera can see that, but that was never being repaired, that was it? So that one's off. Give them a little clean up as well. See what state this rubber's in. It's actually fine, to be honest, there's nothing wrong with that. So actually go back on. Little lube up. Yeah, nothing wrong with that one at all. That one's back on. Oh dear. Dump this by the scrap pile. Right folks, back box is off. Now I've got to make an attempt to get the front pipe split in half from this bracket here. So I'm probably going to do this one on time lapse. I'm not sure how long it's going to take, and there's probably going to be a bit of swearing involved. So what I might do actually, I might just run the recip saw through that. In fact, yeah, I'm going to run the recip saw through this bit here, just so that I've got to separate that bit. So I'll do this on time lapse, guys. Back to you soon. Right guys, just thought I'd show you the old exhaust. As you can see, the back box ain't in too bad a condition. This centre pipe actually is actually solid. That's a lot of just surface corrosion, but it is actually in fairly good nick. So I don't think that is the whole original exhaust. I reckon it has been replaced at some time in the past. Don't know, maybe it's just fared well, but it's actually pretty solid to be fair. So maybe it didn't need changing, but well, no, saying that it did, didn't it? Because obviously it's broke off here, broke off there. So I've got the new one over here on the bench. Just show you guys. Here's the new one here. There's the back box there, and there's the centre pipe there. And then I'll just show you under here. So what I did, the bracket wasn't coming undone. So I cut the bracket with the recip saw, and I just used the hammer and chisel either side to knock it off there, as you can see. Let's see around this way. So I'm going to clean all this up nice, and then prepare it for the new exhaust to go on. Right, the new exhaust I've laid out on the floor like this, just so I know which bits go where and how it's going to fit. See the clamps there, there's the centerpiece, and there's the front bit with the flexi hose that goes onto the downpipe with a new clamp. I've had a bit of a tidy up under here as well. Despite what my wife says, I'm a stickler for mess, and I hate traipsing it all around the workshop. So I'll give that a bit of a clean up, as you can see. So what I've got, I bought this stuff from, where did I get this from? Clacton Car Panels and Paints, that's it. Yeah, I got it from there today. It's fire gum exhaust assembly paste. So what you're supposed to do is either this bit or the bit that's on the car. I'll probably do the bit that's on the car, to be honest. Put it on the pipe liberally, splodge it all around there, and then when you push the pipe on, do the clamp up. It's supposed to create a seal, same as that bit there, and then that bit there. So I think what my plan is, I don't know to attack this today or wait. As always, I assume that, guys. I don't know to attack this today or maybe wait till Saturday and see if my nephew Jake will come up and give me a hand. I'll have a go and see how I get on, but I'm going to do it on time lapse, guys. So hopefully, I was going to try and do these two bits together, but I think I'm going to put this one on first, then slot that one on, and then do the back box. So yeah, I'll do it on time lapse, guys, and see how we get on. Right, welcome back, guys. I don't know if the time lapse made that out or not, but getting that back box on was a bit of a bastard, to be honest, because this rubber here is a right pain to try and get in. Show you with the light. So that's rock solid, that rubber, whereas that one's got a bit of play in it. So I hooked that one in first, thinking I'd be able to get that one in afterwards. Didn't work out like that. So I ended up having to take the left one out, get this one in first, which is a bit of a pain because trying to get your fingers up behind here and push that on with the heat shield there is a real sort of bastard of a job, but we did it anyway. What have I learned? I'll probably definitely put that one in first next time. Although I sprayed it up with lube, I'd probably put a bit more on it, a bit of fairy liquid or something like that. That one goes in fairly easy. And then see the exhaust clamps on there. This one's a bit looser than the other two clamps I put on. So the pipe on the back box is a bit more oversized than the other ones that slide over on the rest of the exhaust. So I had to do that clamp up really tight. In the end, I got the impact gun on it. But hopefully that should solve that. And you can see all the way through that hanger's on, and then you can see the join I've done there. And I'll just take you around the front, show you that. Oh, and you can see the join I've done there as well. Excuse me. Got no idea if that's a neat enough join or not, but at the end of the day, it's under the car. You're not going to see it, and as long as it don't leak or blow, that's the main thing. You can see the other one just over there. So I'd rather put too much goo on it than not enough, to be honest. I've tried to spread it around as neat as I could. So hopefully that'll do. Right, folks, we're probably going to leave this video here for today. I was hoping, if I could, to try and get the back bumper prepared and get that on, and also rub down and wax seal the rear beam, but time's just got away with me and I need to start making preparations for job tomorrow. So if you do watch the channel but you don't subscribe, hit that subscribe button. It's completely free, costs you nothing, and it helps my channel grow, which is what we're trying to do at the end of the day. Don't forget to hit the like button and share if you find my videos interesting. Feel free to leave a comment. I reply to all the comments. It might take me a day or two, but I do reply to them, I promise you. So until next time, look after yourselves, take care, and see you on the next one.